Everybody, this is Stephanie with Rockin Aussies, and this is Georgia. She is one of our 9-week-old Australian Shepherd puppies, and we get lots of questions about training. So me and Josie, my daughter, are going to show you a little bit today about training. The first thing I want to show you is that this is the dog feed that we feed our puppies. This is Jack puppy food, and the best time to start training your puppy is when they're hungry. A lot of puppies are very food motivated, so if you start training them when they're hungry, you'll get a little bit more attention span. Jack is a really good puppy food. It comes in these little bitty pellets, so it's really easy to feed them. So making sure that you're giving them little treats. And then when we do our training, we kind of put ourselves in a small area where the dog can kind of move around, but not so much where they're running around the living room and they're not paying attention. So the very first step you want to do when you start training your puppy is to get your puppy to look at you. So anytime, George is playing with the carpet, that's okay. So anytime your dog makes eye contact with you, you're going to give them a little treat. So Georgia, come here, baby. So I don't know if you guys can see. So anytime we get eye contact, I'm going to give her a treat and I'm going to say yes. So when she looks at me, yes, you give her a treat. A little bit of her dog food. And that's kind of how it starts. So every time she does it, you're going to kind of rapid feed too. So every time you get eye contact, then yes. And then we give her some dog food. So you kind of reward. So you give a treat. So when she looks at you, eye contact. And some people can say, look at me. Yes. So a lot of people sometimes say that they don't want the wild puppy in the litter. And this just happened to be the puppy that we held back for ourselves and I'd maybe say that she's a little more high energy, but I like these type of dogs because I think they're more eager to learn. Okay, so anyway, so I put all the food in a cup, and basically just every time your puppy looks at you, eye contact, you reward. And if they get distracted like that, just kind of shake your food cup, get them back over here. And with eye contact, she doesn't get it until she makes eye contact with me. Yes. So she's sitting here. I know you can't really see her eyes, and she's kind of looking around, but every time she looks at me, yes, good girl. Good, yes. Yes. So her eyes are kind of looking down and around, and when she actually takes her eyes and looks at me, yes, I give her a treat. And you can go ahead and give her a few treats. This is what we, like rapid fire when they're really good. Yes. So if you can tell, so I'm just going to kind of go from down. I'm going to go a little higher. Yes. And when she looks at me, she's going to get, that's how you do it. This is a first step in training your puppy. Getting your puppy to focus on you and not be running around and looking. If they jump on you, just take your knee and kind of tell them off. That's an important training tool. Yes. Good girl, Georgia. Good girl, Georgia. So this is just look at me. Then you can start saying their name, and when they come to you, then, oh, she didn't look at me. There we go. That eye contact, when your dog physically lifts their eyes and looks at you, that's what we're rewarding. Sometimes this takes a few minutes, sometimes it takes 10 minutes. Just stand there and keep looking at your dog, waiting for that eye contact. Yes. And see how she's now sitting patiently, waiting for her snacks. This is her breakfast time. She's hungry. So this is when we get the puppy's attention. And she only gets a cookie or a dog food when she looks at me in the eyes, which is what she's doing right now. And you can reward her with a yes, good girl, every time. So this is where sit starts. So I've got her already up looking at me. So all I have to do when you're ready to teach your dog to sit is you get them to look at you, lift up their nose, push back, and tell them to sit. And you want to use her name. Georgia, sit is her name. So she's looking at me. I've got eye contact. Every time I get eye contact is when we get the snacks. Please do this when your dog's hungry. I keep saying that. So this is basically step one. Josie and I will go over the next steps later. Remember, if your dog's climbing all over you, just tell them off. And then you can learn to start from here to sit. Georgia, sit. Good. So with the sit, these are 2 commands. Look at me, which is good. And then sit, you take the food. Georgia. And if she gets distracted, that's okay. That's normal puppy behavior. Let's bring her back with the cup. And as soon as she looks at me, not the food, when she looks at me, and if she's jumping on me, I'm going to push her off. I don't know if you guys have kids, but that really helps. When she looks at me and she's in a calm, relaxed state is when she'll get the cookie. Off. Sit. She's got to look at me, not the snack. Yes, good girl. Okay, so we'll be back another day with another training tip. Hope this helps for everybody. Please hit like, or if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and we'll definitely take our time to get back to you. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.